Welcome to UPSC IMP Current Affairs Relevant Static Topics 5. New topic: Savanna or Sudan climate is a transitional type of the climate found between the equatorial forest and the trade wind hot deserts. It is confined within the tropics and is best developed in the Sudan, where the dry and wet seasons are most distinct, and hence its name, the Sudan climate. Savanna types of the climate is characterized by an alternated hot rainy seasons and cool dry seasons. Days are hot, and during a hot seasons, noon temperature of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit are quite frequent. When the night falls, the clear sky, which promotes intense heating during the day, also causes radiation in the night. Temperature drops to well below 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and night falls are not uncommon at this time of the year. The extreme diurnal range of the temperature is another characteristic features of the Sudan type of climate. The prevailing winds of the regions are the trade wind, which bring rain to the coastal district. They are strongest in the summer, but are relatively dry by the time they reach the continental interiors or the western coast of the continents, so that grasses and scattered short trees predominate. New topic: Expunction is the removal of the certain words, sentence, or portion of the speeches from the records of the parliament by the order of the speaker. Expunction is the fairly routine procedure in the parliament and is carried out in the accordance with the laid down rules. Deciding authority: the presiding officer of the House, Speaker in the Lok Sabha under Rule 318, has a discretion to expunge the word or uses. The presiding officer decides which part of the proceedings will be expunged. Rule 318 of the Rule of Procedures and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha provides for expunction. Unparliamentary expression: the word or expression that would likely be considered rude or the offensive in most cultures and found unparliamentary by presiding officers over the years. Unparliamentary expression is a bulky volume of book published by the Lok Sabha Secretariat containing unparliamentary expression. It also contains content that would appear to be fairly harmless and innocuous. Basis: the context in which the word or sentence is used is a key to making the decision on whether to expunge. Expunged portion of the proceedings ceases to exist in the records of the parliament. They can no longer be reported by the media houses, even though they may have been heard during the live telecast of the proceedings. Under the Article 105(2) of the Constitution, no member of the Parliament shall be liable to any proceedings in any court in respect of anything said in the Parliament or any committee thereof. However, the member of Parliament cannot use defamatory or incident or undignified or unparliamentary words inside the House. New topic: the crust is the outermost solid part of the earth. It is a brittle in the nature. Thickness of the crust varies under the oceanic and continental areas. The oceanic crust is thinner as compared to the continental crust. The mean thickness of the oceanic crust is 5 km, whereas that of the continental is around 13 km. The continental crust is thicker in the areas of the major mountain system. It is as much as 70 km in thick in the Himalayan region. It is made up of heavier rock having a density of 3 grams per centimeter cube. This type of the rock found in the oceanic crust is basaltic. The mean density of the material in the oceanic crust is 2.7 grams per centimeter cube. New topic: Stromboli is an island in the Mediterranean Sea of the north coast of Sicily, containing the Mount Stromboli, one of the 4 active volcanoes in the Italy. It is the one of the 8 Aeolian islands, a volcanic arc north of the Sicily. The volcano has erupted many times and is constantly active with a minor eruption often visible from many points of the on the island and from surrounding sea, giving rise to the island nickname Lighthouse of the Mediterranean. Mount Stromboli has been almost continuous eruption for the past 2000 to 5000 years. Its last serious one occurred in 1921. A pattern of eruption is maintained in which explosion occurs at the summit craters with mild to moderate eruption of the incandescent volcanic bombs, a type of the tephra, at intervals ranging from the minute to hours. This pattern of the Strombolian eruption, as it is known, is also observed at other volcanoes worldwide. Eruption from the summit craters typically result in the few short, mild but energetic bursts ranging up to a few hundred meters in the height, containing ash, incandescent lava fragments, and stone blocks. Stromboli activity is almost exclusively explosive, but lava flow do occur at times when volcanic activity is high. Mount Fuji, Japan's mountain. Fuji is an active volcano about 100 km southwest of Tokyo, commonly called Fujisan. It is the country's tallest peak at 3,776 meters. Mount Vesuvius is the Soma stratovolcano located in the Gulf of Naples in the Campania, Italy, about 9 km east of the Naples and a short distance from the shore. It is one of the several volcanoes forming the Campanian volcanic arc. Chimborazo is currently inactive stratovolcano in the Cordillera or Occidental range of the Andes. Its last known eruption is believed to have been occurred around 515 AD. Chimborazo summit is the farthest point of the Earth's surface from the Earth's center, given that it is located along the planet's equatorial bluegill. New topic. Climate plays a major influence in the governing the rate and types of the soil formation, particularly through precipitation in terms of its intensity, frequency, and duration, and temperature in the terms of the seasonal and diurnal variation. Soils of the hot tropical region shows deeper profiles as compared to the soils of the cold tundra region. Although the leaf fall in the tropical forest is a great much of this is consumed and translocated down the soil profile. The effect of the temperature is influence the rate of the chemical and biological reaction. In cool climate, bacterial action is relatively slow, while in the tropics, bacteria thrive. New topic. The importance of the temperature. The temperature influences the actual amount of the water vapor present in the air and thus decides moisture earning capacity of the air. It decides the rate of the evaporation and condensation and therefore governs the degree of the stability of the atmosphere. As relative humidity is directly related to the temperature of the air, it affects the nature and types of the cloud formation and precipitation. Factor influencing temperature. Latitude. Due to the Earth inclination, the midday sun is almost overhead within the tropics, but sun's rays reach the Earth at an angle outside the tropics. The temperature thus diminishes from the equatorial regions to the poles. Altitude. Since the atmosphere is mainly heated by the conduction from the Earth, it can be expected that places nearer to the Earth's surface are warmer than those higher up. Thus, the temperature decreases with increasing the height above the sea level. This rate of the decreases with altitude. Lapse rate is never constant, varying from place to place and from season to season. Continentality. The land surfaces are heated more quickly than water surface because of the higher specific heat of water. In other words, it requires only 1/3 or as much energy to rise the temperature of a given volume of land by 1 degree Fahrenheit as it does for an equal volume of the water. This accounts for warmer summers, colder winters, and a greater range of the temperature of the continental interiors as compared with the maritime district. Ocean current and winds. Both ocean currents and winds affect the temperature and transporting their heat and or coldness into the adjacent region. Ocean current like a Gulf Stream or the North Atlantic drifts warms the coastal district of the Western Europe, keeping their ports ice free. Slopes, shelter, and aspect. A, s- a steep slope experience more rapid changes in temperature than the gentle one. Mountain ranges that have an east-west alignment like Alps show a higher temperature on the south-facing sunny slope than the north-facing shelter slope. Natural vegetation and soil. There is a definite differences in temperature between the forested region and open ground. Thick foliage of the Amazon jungle cut off the much of the incoming isolations, and in many places sunlight never reaches the ground. It is in fact cool in the jungle, and its shade temperature is a few degrees lower than the open spaces in corresponding latitude. New topic: earthquake. In the simple words, is a shaking of the earth. It is caused due to release of the energy which generates waves that travels in all direction. The release of the energy occurs along the fault. Fault is a sharp break in the crustal rock. Rock along a fault tend to move in opposite direction as the overlaying rock strata press them. The friction locks them together. However, their tendency to move apart at some point of time overcome the friction. As a result, the blocks get deformed and eventually they slide past one another abruptly. This causes dissipation of the energy and the energy waves travel in all directions. Types of the earthquakes. Tectonic earthquakes. These are generated due to sliding of the rocks along the fault planes. This movement causes imbalance in the crustal rocks which result in the earthquake of varying magnitude depending upon the nature of the dislocation in the rock strata. Volcanic earthquakes. Volcanic activity is considered to be one of the main causes of the earthquake. In fact, volcanic activity and seismic events are so intimately related to each other that they become cause and effect for each other. Each volcanic eruption is followed by an earthquake, and many of the severe earthquakes can cause volcanic eruption. Collapse earthquake. In areas of the intense mining activity, sometimes the roof of the underground mines collapse, causing minor tremors. Explosion earthquake. Explosion earthquakes. Ground shaking may also occur due to the explosion of the chemical or nuclear device. Reservoir induced seismicity. The earthquakes that occur in the areas of the large reservoir are referred to as a reservoir induced earthquakes. New topic. On the back of the Hindenburg revelation of many Adani Group companies' stock have hit the lower circuits in subsequent trading session. The term circuit breakers refer to an emergency use of the regulatory measures that temporarily halts the trading on an exchange. Circuit breaker function automatically by the stopping a trading when the prices hit predefined levels in exchange around the world. Circuit breakers are triggered to stop the sale of and backholders. They curb panic selling of the stock and prevent market from crashing. Effectively, circuit breaker cap how much the value of the stock can fall in the single day or trading session. These circuit breakers bring about the coordinated trading halt in all the equity and equity derivatives market nationwide when triggered. Method. The stock exchange computers the index circuit breakers limits on a daily basis based on the previous day's closing level of the index. This index-based market-wide circuit breaker system applies at all three stages of the index movement at 10%, 15%, and 20%. New topic. Recent contents. Apple is reportedly working on a new display technology called MicroLEDs, which is considered the next big thing in the display industry. MicroLED is a self-illuminating diode that has a brighter and better color reproductions than the organic light emitting diode. Organic light emitting diode display technology. Principle. The basis of the micro LED technology is the sapphires which can shine on their own forever. Micro LED screen is filled with such a small but strong light. Picture in the micro LED screen is generated by the several individual light emitting diodes. Working. Each of these micro LEDs are semiconductors that receive electrical signals. Once these micro LEDs are gathered, they form modules. Several modules are then combined to form screen. Advantages. Micro LED display are brighter, have better color reproduction and provide a better viewing angles. MicroLED is resolution free, bezel free, ratio free, and even size free. They have limitless scalability, and the screen can be freely resized in any form for practical uses. In addition to being a self-emissive, micro-LED also individually produce red, green, blue colors without needing the same backlighting or color filters as a conventional display. OLED display. In this, each pixel has own lighting, so this is an immersive technology. This allows the screen to have a granular context over which pixel is supposed to show more light and which one is not. OLED is typically have a better contrast ratio compared to the LCDs. New topic. El-Nino is a complex weather system that appears once every 3 to 7 years, bringing drought, floods, and other weather extremes to different parts of the world. The system involves oceanic and atmospheric phenomena with the appearance of warm current off the coast of the Peru in the Eastern Pacific and affects the weather in many places, including India. El-Nino is merely an extension of the warm. El-Nino is merely an extension of warm equatorial current which get replaced temporarily by the cold Peruvian current or Humboldt current. This current increases the temperature of the water on Peruvian coast by 10 degrees Celsius. This results in the distortion of the equatorial atmospheric circulation, irregularities in the evaporation of the sea water, reduction in the amount of the plankton which further reduce the number of the fish in the sea. The word El-Nino means child Christ because this current appears around the Christmas in the December. December is a summer month in the Peru, southern hemisphere. El-Nino is used in India for forecasting a long-range monsoon rainfall. In 1990 to 1991, there was a wild El-Nino event, and the onset, the southwest monsoon was a delay over the most parts of the countries ranging from 5 to 12 days. Trade winds coming from the South America normally blow westward toward Asia during the southwest monsoon. Warming of the Pacific Ocean result in the weakening of these winds. Therefore, moisture and heat content get limited and result in the reduction and uneven distribution of the rainfall across the Indian subcontinent. New topic. Recent contest. Aadi Mahotsav, the mega national tribal festivals at a major Dhyanchand National Stadium in Delhi. It is an annual initiative of the Tribal Cooperative Market Development Federation Limited, TriFed, under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Many tribal crafts, dance, etc. were displayed. Longappi or Nungappi poetry, Manipur. Longappi or Nungappi poetry, Manipur. It is a black earthenware crafted by the Thangakul tribes of Manipur who resides in the Nungappi village. The technique of this art is said to be handed down from the Neolithic period. A unique feature of this craft is that it is crafted without the potter's wheels. Clay and black rock are the two main ingredients used for this craft. Basically, a male-oriented handicraft, this craft requires a high degree of the skill and attention. Dhokra craft, Chhattisgarh. Exquisite dull gold figurines and objects the art are crafted in the Bastar and Raigad regions of Chhattisgarh out of bell metals, brasses and bronze. Gandhavas of the Bastar and Jharas of the Raigad practices the Dhokra art with lost wax techniques or halo casting. It involves intricately patterning a clay core with wax ribbons and then coating it carefully with a mix of clay and hay. The wax is subsequently melted off and the cavity form is filled with a molten metal. When this solidifies, the craftsman reveals the beauty of his creations and cautiously breaking open the outer clay shells. Pattichitra painting, Odisha. Pattichitra painting, Odisha. Pattichitra is a picture painted on the piece of the cloth. This form of art is closely related to the cult of Sri Jagannath and the temple tradition in Puri. It is believed to have originated as early as the 12th century. Some of the popular themes represented through this art form are Thiya Bhadiya, a depiction of the temple of Jagannath; Krishna Lila, enactment of the Jagannath Lord Krishna displaying his power as a child; Dasabhatra Patti, the 10 incarnation of Lord Vishnu; Panchamukhi, depiction of Lord Ganesha as a five-headed deity. Most of the material used in the painting are natural substance. A flower border is a must around painting, and so it is used of natural colors. Painting are executed preliminary in profile with elongated eyes as well. With the use of such a prominent solid shade, the painting end up depicting a stark emotional expression with great details. New topic. The major hot deserts of the world are located on the western coast of the continents between latitude of 15° and 13° north and south. The aridity of the hot deserts is mainly due to the effects of the offshore trade winds, hence they are also called trade wind deserts. The mid-latitude deserts are mainly found on plateaus and at considerable distance from the sea, location intercontinental location. Deserts like the Patagonian deserts are more due to their rain shadow position on the leeward sides of the lofty Andes than to the continentality. New topic. Google's Bard. Bard is a Google's own conversations artificial intelligence technique chatbot. Bard is based on a Google artificial intelligence model language model for dialogue application or Lambda. Google introduced Lambda in 2021 as its generative languages model for a dialogue application, which can ensure that the Google Assistants will be able to converse on any topic. Bard is an experimental conversational artificial intelligence service that draws on information from the web to provide fresh, high-quality responses. Bard will give in-depth conversational and essay-style answers just like a ChatGPT does right now. Technology. Bard is built on a transformer technology, which is also a backbone of the ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence bots. Transformer technology is a neural network architecture which is capable of making a prediction based on the inputs. It is primarily used in natural language processing and computer vision technology. Voice deepfakes. Voice deepfake is one that closely mimics a real person's voice. The voice can accurately replicate tonality, accents, cadence, and other unique characteristics of the target persons. Creating a deepfakes need high-end computer with a powerful graphics cards leveraging cloud computing power. Artificial intelligence can use this data to render an authentic sounding voice which can then be used to say anything. Attackers are using such a technology to defraud users, steal their identity, and to engage in various other illegal activities like phone scams, posting fake videos on social media platforms. Open artificial intelligence vale my own voice, resemble, descript, rich speeches, and iSpeech are some of the tools that can be used in a voice cloning. Detecting the voice deepfakes needs highly advanced technology, software, and hardware to break down speech patterns, background noise, and other elements. New topic. Flow of water through well-defined channel is known as a drainage, and network of such channel is called drainage system. The drainage patterns of an area is determined by geological time period, nature and structure of rocks, topography, slope, amount of water flowing, and periodically of the flow. Some of the important drainage patterns are dendritic. The drainage patterns resembling the branches of the tree is known as a dendritic, and the example of which are the rivers of the northern plain. It develops where the river channels follows the slope of the terrain. Radial. When the rivers originate from the hill and flows in all directions, the drainage pattern is known as a radial. The rivers originating from Amarkantak range present a good example of it. Terralis. When the primary tributaries of a river flow parallel to each other and secondary tributaries join them at right angles, the pattern is known as a terrace. It develops where the hard and soft rocks exist parallel to each other. The right bank tributary of the Brahmaputra river make the terrace pattern, while the left hand tributary exhibits dendritic pattern. Centripetal. When the rivers discharge their water from all directions into lake or depression, the pattern is known as centripetal. It is the reverse of radial and occurs in the areas of the karst topography. Thank you so much. Bye.